President Trump is pausing all military aid to Ukraine after that public clash with Zelensky last week in the Oval Office. But this is now rubber meets the road. All military aid to Ukraine from the U.S. on hold right now.
President Trump has ordered a pause to all military aid that is not yet inside of the country. So that means that it applies to all military equipment that is not yet in country. So some things that would be on the way, some things that would be nearby in Poland and elsewhere. But this certainly is an escalation, really what we've seen back and forth quite extraordinarily between the Trump administration and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskiy, who came to Washington last Friday in hopes of signing a deal. And that obviously did not happen. Now, this is going to be certainly setting up a confrontation in some respects with some Republicans in Congress. They believe it's the purview of Congress. This is funding that has already been approved. But the White House is saying that a pause could be lifted if Volodymyr Zelensky demonstrates a new commitment to negotiating to end the war. And we heard the president say earlier today he wants to hear some appreciation.
I think one of the most strong reactions has come from Poland, where the Foreign Minister Paweł Wronski has said that Donald Trump did not consult with his European allies, did not consult with NATO before making this decision, which he said was an extremely serious decision, putting Europe in a very difficult situation right now. Finland has said there are questions being raised about intelligence, whether this is also going to affect the intelligence exchange of data between the United States and Europe when it comes to Russia, and how US intelligence is positioning itself towards Russia and its possible impact on the future of the war in Ukraine. But I think basically pretty much a negative reaction, of course, except from Russia, and Russia in the form of the spokesperson for the Kremlin, Dmitry Peskov, has said that this is the best contribution towards peace.
Well, Ukraine absolutely relies on U.S. stocks, U.S. supplies to stay in the fight. Yes, they have their own drone manufacturing industry, and that produces many of the drones they use, short range, long range. But in terms of the big stuff, if you will, that Ukraine needs to stay in the fight, artillery, anti-tank weapons, rockets for their HIMARS system, armored vehicles, a good portion of that, a very large portion of that, comes from the U.S. So to seize that, to pause it and stop it, is an incredible blow to Ukraine and its military at a crucial time here, especially when the Kremlin and Russian forces on the ground will absolutely celebrate this and push harder, as we've seen them do over the course of the past several days and weeks, including since the Zelensky-Trump meeting, which was last week. It's also worth pointing out, and I'll pick up on Jeff's point here, that Zelensky has thanked the U.S. for every single one of the announcements of aid that has come. Those just came from the Biden administration. Trump hasn't announced any on his own.